Balloon Beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Pat Transy, joined today for the Yankees pregame by the man, Brian DeGennaro. How we doing, Brian?
A little sleepy, but otherwise good. How about you, Pat?
I would probably say about the same. But listen, shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance / roll call. You guys know the deal. We got Majestical Chicken, probably my favorite name of all time. We got Lori, Stolen Memes of the Week, KG Baseball, Ed King. Who else we got? We got Peter. Shout out to Peter. We got Stevie Bats. Jamie, Devac, we got Sam, Diego. Sorry if I missed anybody. Hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday morning / afternoon. I don't even know what you want to call this. First of all, before anything, allergies kicking my ass this morning. Brutal. Second of all, the sun is. Do you see the sun coming through my window, bro?
Yeah, you're
so bright, vibrant today. But before we get into anything, let's take a look at the Yankees lineup for this afternoon. DJ leading it off, Voit 2, Judge 3, Urshela cleaning up, Gary 5. And then you got Clint in right, Andujar in left, Ryan Lamar making his Yankees debut in center field, and then Tyler Wade batting 9 at shortstop with Montgomery on the mound. How are we feeling about this, Brian?
Not great, man. Not great.
It's not
just,
like... Considering what they have to work with, it's
Yeah.
not that bad.
No, you can't blame Boone for this one. But I mean, we do have Tyler Ted Williams Wade in the 9 spot.
He did have 3 hits last night.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a Mickey Mouse 3-hit game, but like that's fine. It's shout out to Tyler Wade for that. I'm not gonna trash on him. But I think seeing Ryan Lamar make his Yankees debut is kind of cool, I guess, right? It's always cool to see a new face. You never know when the Yankees come out and like bring up like one of these random dudes, whether they're going to be like the next Gio Urshela or they're going to be the next Shane Robinson. You know what I mean?
Kendrys Morales, yeah.
Bro, but all I'm saying is like, let's just say Ryan Lamar ends up being like this great guy that could fill in for the Yankees. That's a tool, bro.
That'd be awesome.
Easy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, right? We've seen it before.
No, yeah. And also, I mean, another thing to note based on this lineup, Giancarlo Stanton is once again out. I kind of predicted this after I think it was when he was scratched from Game 1 lineup, Game 1 against Baltimore. I was like, there's no chance he plays at all this series. They're probably going to just rest him up and then have him come back healthy for the Texas series, and it seems like that's what they're going to do. I think he's expected to be back for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, give the guy a little bit of extra rest. We don't want him getting hurt worse. So if it's not too serious, give him a couple extra days. It's just Baltimore. You know, if we can't beat Baltimore with this lineup, I'll be really upset anyway. So.
No, yeah, and also, I mean, my thing is, I think they said Rougned Odor is also expected to be back for the Texas series, so that's huge too. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, there's not much to complain about with this lineup. But Brian, Aaron freaking Judge, bro, this dude is unreal. I don't know his stats within like his last 5 games or so, but it's absolutely ridiculous how good he's been.
I'll tell you what it was. It was about 18 home runs,
No, literally.
8,000 OPS. It's just been
You ready
unbelievable.
for this?
Every time he comes up to the plate, he hits a home run.
Bro, in
Every
his
time.
last five games, he is batting 556 with a 636 on base percentage. I mean,
LOL.
obviously super small sample size, but four
Yeah,
home runs in his last 5 games.
that's absurd.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal. But
unstoppable.
listen, shout out to Alex with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man.
Hey, Alex, what's up?
Wade should not be in the lineup 3 days in a row. But like my
Hey,
thing
he
is
had 3 hits yesterday. He's about to pop off.
exactly. But like my
He's
thing
turning the
is
corner.
like who else do you put?
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
I mean, I guess you can make the argument like you put Miggy at third, Gio at short, and then you put
Ugh.
Gardner in center instead of Lamar. I guess that would be the argument.
I
But
don't
I
think
guess the
that's any
Yankees want to see
upgrade.
what Lamar could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that other option is any upgrade. So,
No, yeah.
especially with Andujar at third. Oof.
Futai said, lineup for the Yankees consists of a machine, every country football player, jacked up Muppet, vacuum, lazy catcher but not recently, Ronald McDonald, T-ball third baseman, I don't know, and Zach Efron. You know,
That is an excellent analysis right there. Better than we
that
could have done.
might.
We should probably just get off now because there's no
No,
point
I don't think there's
continuing.
anything else to say. I
Food Tide
genuinely
just won
don't
the
think so.
stream. There we go.
But Jordan Montgomery is on the mound for the Yankees. I do want to talk about him a little bit just because his
Mhm.
last couple starts, as far as I remember, they haven't been that impressive. I want to pull up his game logs really quick,
Yep.
just so Okay, so last start against Tampa, um, why don't I remember him being that good? But he was actually really good. 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run. That
Oh,
was May 11th. So that was what day?
5
That
days
was
ago,
Thursday, Wednesday,
Monday,
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Um, but yeah, no, he only gave up 1 run over 6. And then in his previous outing, he gave up 3 over 6. It seems like Monty's usual, as say his average is like 2 earned runs over 6 innings. That's
Mhm.
kind of what I'd take from him any day of the
Yeah,
week. But I'm expecting a better start tonight against the Orioles. I'd
yeah.
like to see him go 7.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
It would be an
But
ideal situation.
he's been one of the more consistent starters. Well, we've had a lot of consistent starters to be fair, but he's been consistent. We like the way that he's been pitching. But yeah, I think getting that length down is really what's key to him because we've seen him throw solid starts, but over 5, 6 innings. So if he can push it to the seventh, that'd be huge for our bullpen.
No, yeah, exactly. And also what's kind of huge, John Means isn't pitching today for the Orioles. So
Excellent.
the Yankees the Yankees set themselves up perfectly for a sweep in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think I forgot who I was talking to, but when we were heading into like this Baltimore and then Texas series, I said if they could take 5 out of 7, I'll take it.
Hmm.
And kind of what you had to do to start that out would be to sweep Baltimore, right? Because then you already got 3, bro. If you could split with Texas, which I
Yeah.
think they could even take 3 or 4, even sweep Texas as well.
Yeah.
That's an ideal situation. As long as you
Yeah.
take 5 of these 7, I'll
Hmm.
be happy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just don't want to see a punt day today, because they're going for the sweep. You can see like it's a one-run game, and they have some crappy reliever in there, in the sixth inning, and I don't want to see that. I want to see them like actually try to win this game.
No, yeah, and it doesn't really feel like a punt day based on the
I
lineup.
hope not.
I'm not feeling that. And usually Sundays are
Yeah.
punt days,
Yeah.
which are a little bit frustrating. But
Yeah.
kind of going back to the Yankees lineup real quick. You see who's catching?
Yes, I do.
I have faith in that man.
Do
No
you?
joke, I have faith in that man. Just because last night we almost saw him hit a home run.
Yeah.
That dude on the Orioles, what's his name? McKenna? I think McKenna, Chris McKenna. I think he robbed it. But then our YouTube comments, I was like going through the comments. Some dude commented right when that happened. He's like, "Yo, Pat, that dude McKenna looks like you." Okay, this needs to stop. Like I don't know what's going on. Like apparently everyone thinks I look like everybody. We need to chill. Like
You have a common face.
I guess I don't know, but no, I think Gary is kind of on the verge of breaking
Yeah.
out, and I feel like I've been saying that for a while now. But I feel like now that he might be getting a little bit more consistent playing time, because now this is his third day in a row playing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so, especially with Stan now because he DH'd the first day.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think this is his opportunity to maybe get things going. I think we've seen now that Gary's kind of getting consistent ABs, he hasn't looked that bad at the plate. I know
No.
like the Gary haters are still going to be like trash, 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 but Gary hasn't been that bad as of late.
Yeah. No, he's putting together better at bats. You know, that's what we always look for with him. But it's felt like this whole season he's just been like on the verge of breaking out, and it's just something happens and it falls apart. So I'm really hoping this is the one where he really goes on a tear because he needs it more than anybody. I think.
Yeah, I mean, listen, kind of like Clint Frazier.
Yeah. Well,
I
Clint
feel
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we always say like Clint is like on the verge of breaking out and he just collapses. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the confidence just isn't there. But I mean, if you look at Gary Sanchez's like last 6 games, I'd say so, like his last 20 at bats, he's
Hmm.
5 for his last 21, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Not terrible, but I think it's definitely progress
Yeah.
from what we've seen from him in the past.
Yeah, yeah, but we've also seen him get unlucky a few times. Like you said, that home run
No,
last
sure,
night, he should have been a home run. But we see that all the time with Gary. Well, he'll just rip a line drive right at somebody. So
no, yeah.
I mean, as
But
long as he's hitting the ball well.
Lori said is not that bad the standard we use now. With Gary
Yes,
Sanchez, I'd say so.
with
I
most
think
of
it
these
depends on the
Yankees,
player.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, because if we saw like Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton putting up like these Gary Sanchez numbers, we'd be like, well, that's terrible. But kind of in Gary standards right now, it's not
Yeah,
that bad considering what he's coming off of last year, and how he kind of started off this year as well.
yeah,
Not terrible. I'll take it.
yeah. He's batting around 200, I believe, and he's
190, I think.
yeah, and he's been what we've considered to be struggling all year. So if he goes on a tear, I could see him finishing the season batting like 230 or so, and I'd be happy with that. I think that's
No,
reasonable
yeah,
for Gary. 230 with a decent amount of home runs, I'm happy.
I'd take that for sure.
Hmm.
Damien said Gary started looking good in Tampa when he hit that Oppo home run. Yeah, I think whenever you could see a guy hit an opposite field home run, I think it just kind of like
Yeah.
goes to show that they're doing a little bit better as far as their
Oh
at
yeah.
bats go.
Hmm.
Um, Sadly, Wade has more hits in his career than I have followers on Twitch and Twitter and subs on YouTube combined. Well, Bright,
What do you
I'll give you
have?
some
3
positive
subs?
news. You you have a lot of time to kind of make up that ground because I'm pretty sure you would just need what, like 100 or so. Okay, Wade has 64 hits in his career, bro. You'll get past that very soon. I
Let's get
can
this man
guarantee
some
that.
followers.
Well,
Everybody get in
yeah,
there.
but let's see. My real question is: will Lamar have the Roger Maris look he had in spring training? Was that him? I don't think it was Lamar who had like the really short sleeves, like a Roger Maris jersey.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if that was him, but I found it interesting that they did decide to call him up because I see Grimnir said Ryan Lamar, why the fuck not Derek Dietrich? Um,
That's what we were
I
thinking.
I think it's because Lamar plays center field
Mm.
and Dietrich doesn't.
Hmm. Yeah,
I think if
probably.
Dietrich knew how to play center field, maybe, but also I think it sucks because we missed out on seeing Trey Ambergy. Trey
Yeah.
Ambergy's hurt right now. I think if
Ah,
there was ever a time for him, maybe it
this
would have
would
been
be
now.
it.
Because to
Mm.
be completely honest with you, Brian, I think like bias aside, I think Ambergy's a much better option than Lamar. If you just like look at their AAA stats,
Hmm.
Ambergy is a tank in AAA. Like
Is
I'd
he?
love to see him get an opportunity
Well, I know you have
in
Amberby
big.
bias, but I don't really know their AAA stats that well, to be honest. But
No,
if you
yeah,
say so.
I think the Yankees like Lamar just because he's kind of like that veteran journeyman kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, here's the other question that we have to ask: if this Hicks injury ends up being like a longer term thing, do you think we see Florial later in the year? I mean, he's been
I,
on a
I
tear all
I don't know about later in the
season.
year. I
No,
think probably soon.
really.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only reason he didn't come up now is because I think there's like a 3-day rule where like once you call a guy up, like he has to stay there. I don't think he would be able to go like
Interesting.
spend 1 day in AAA and then make it to
Yeah.
the majors right after that.
Although usually
So
those rules don't apply when there's an injury involved. So like if he's replacing an injury, I think it might be okay. But I figured they probably just wanted to give him some time in AAA because he's been in Double A. So you go from Double A straight to the majors is that might be a rough transition.
yeah, I mean,
But
we saw him do it last year,
I guess yeah,
which was a rough transition. But
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. They probably didn't want to do that. But I feel
No,
like we'll
yeah.
probably see him at some point if Hicks is out for a while because he's their best option at this point. Who else do they have? Like I'd rather see Florial than Gardner, to be honest.
But that's my thing. I think unless Lamar like completely rakes,
Yeah,
I think he's a very temporary option in
I
center field.
agree.
I don't think
Hmm.
he's the long-term fill there. Like you said, especially if Hicks has to miss any sort of significant time, I
Yeah.
think Florial is going to be that guy,
I mean,
probably.
there's also the possibility that they go out and actually, trade for somebody, but I don't know if we see that, if we really see that happening.
Bro, it's interesting because I feel like looking at the Yankees minor league system, right?
Hmm.
Florial is kind of like our last position player prospect, obviously besides Dominguez, who is on the brink of being major league ready. You kind of like look at our system throughout the years and how
Hmm.
they've gone through all these top prospects, position player wise, and all of them have kind of either A came up or B been traded. I think
Yeah.
Florial is kind of like the last of that crop of guys. And if Florial could come up and do something, I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, don't forget we have some pretty decent catchers coming up that are in the lower levels of the minor leagues. But I
Fair.
mean, you're right. Like we're stacked in the lower levels of minor leagues, but then we have nothing in the upper levels, and that's really the issue. You have no one that can come in and fill in for the major league guys when needed. So I think, like you said, a lot of the guys have graduated to the major leagues. You've seen Judge, you've seen Sanchez, you've seen Andujar and Torres and all those
Yeah.
guys come up. But we've also seen trades and we've seen guys go that, and a lot of guys that just haven't panned out the way that we expected them to. So
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the key.
yeah,
But THG says the only reason, in my opinion, Florial wasn't called up was that he only had like 5 at-bats at the AAA level. Exactly.
yeah, that's what we're thinking. It
Yeah,
makes
that's
it
exactly
makes
what I'm
sense.
thinking.
You probably want to give him some time to adjust to AAA and then give him an opportunity up here.
Yeah. Um, Sam R says, how much more of Guardy can we tolerate? Here's my thing. Brett Gardner and Clint Frazier right now is a battle of who's worse. That it's as simple as that, bro. They're both so bad, it's ridiculous. I can't even give Clint Frazier credit anymore for being better than Brett Gardner because they're
I think
both equally as
defensively,
bad.
I think defensively Frazier's better than Gardner at this
Oh,
point.
for sure. No, for sure. Like arm wise too. Brett Gardner had a
Yeah,
putrid throw last night. I,
yeah, and that's why I think I'd still rather Frazier just because first off he's better defensively. Second, he's not that much worse offensively, and there is that potential there. Like if he does get it together, if he does figure out what's going on and goes on a tear, like he's got so much more potential than Gardner.
yeah. Um, let's see. What about Chris Gittens? Chris Gittens, another guy that
That's
I
true.
kind
I
of,
forget about that guy.
yeah, I think he's solid. Um, but at the same time, it's like I don't really see a place for him on this team, especially with
Hmm.
Luke Voigt back. I mean, I
Yeah,
think if there was ever a time for him to come up, it was probably like when Voigt was hurt. But right
yeah,
now, I just don't see any space for him.
yeah. I agree.
But listen, shout out to Alex for the $2 dono. Appreciate you, Alex.
Hey,
Shout out to everybody yesterday with all the super chats and everything. Went crazy. But Louise Hill is major league ready.
yeah,
I don't know much about him.
we're not talking. Isn't he a pitcher? We're not talking about pitchers though. We're talking about position players. Like we do have a lot of pitchers in the minor leagues that are coming up. Like we got a pretty solid core of guys down there, but it's really the position players that we're thin on.
Yeah, if you look at the Yankees pitching prospects, in the minor leagues, they have a lot more pitchers than position players as far as those who look like they're going to be up. They could be up this
Yeah,
year, right? You're looking
exactly.
at like Luis Medina, you're looking at Clark Schmidt, Devi
Hmm.
Garcia, Luis Hill,
Hmm.
couple others as well. But yeah, I would say pitching wise, which is weird because it's not usually the case. I would say they're a little
Right.
bit more deep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, let's see. Brett Gardner barely hit the cutoff on a bounce. Yeah. I mean the usual. Ed says the Yankees tend to hype all their prospects as the next Mickey Mantle. They do, and I think they do it for trade reasons. But then it seems like they never use these guys in trades.
True.
It's weird. Like, bro, they hyped up what's his name? Chance Adams to
Oh
like
my
hell
God.
and
Yeah.
back, and then ended up like doing nothing with him because by the
Yeah.
time you trade him, his value was nada. So it
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. No, they
Um,
got to stop holding on to their prospects for too long. It just seems to be the common thread here. It's always like, let's hold him until he has absolutely no value and then trade him.
yeah, yeah. Daniel says, speaking of prospects, Justice Sheffield went 6 innings, 3 earned runs last night for the Mariners. Shout out to him. I always like Justice
Okay.
Sheffield, and I think you can't really look back on that trade and be like, "Oh, it was a bad trade for the Yankees," because like I think it was still a solid deal at the end of the day.
I think it was. I think it was. I thought it was a great deal at the time. It didn't really work out the way that they wanted it to, but I mean, it's not like they got nothing out of it. That was the Paxton trade, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So he was decent for a year or so. Just sucked with the injuries.
yeah. BJ says WTF wasn't Deets called up. 600 OPS for Lamar in AAA. This is my thing. I really don't know what it would take at this point for Derek Dietrich to get called up. It seems like any situation that does happen, the Yankees just go with all these other lesser options. It's like, bro, give me Jay Bruce over Derek Dietrich. Give me Ryan Lamar over give me Tyler Wade over Derek Dietrich. Maybe they just don't like the guy at the end of the day. I don't know. But I'm starting to feel bad because a lot of people are bringing up like, oh, his AAA numbers, whatever, he's not doing that good. But also my thing is like, are you expecting him to be giving it like 1,000% right now at AAA? Like, I doubt he wants to be there.
Yeah.
I think if you call him up to the majors, it's like a nice change of scenery for him, and I think he might be able to rake. It couldn't hurt. You know what I mean?
You're a big Dietrich guy. We know.
I'm a big Dietrich guy, a huge Dietrich guy, you could say. But Baseball Generation has a hot take. Monty throws perfect game.
Okay. Let's see it.
Okay. Do we have any home run for predictions for today, Brian?
Yeah, we're gonna see a Luke Voigt bomb today.
Okay.
It's happening.
What did he
Look,
get? I think he got 2 hits yesterday or one.
yeah, he's starting to heat up. It's coming, baby. It's coming. It's the next
And
step.
bro, I just love to see it only because there was a couple people in the chat the other day who was like, "Oh, like Luke Voigt sucks. Oh, I knew Voigt wasn't gonna be the same when coming back." Everyone relax, please. Like it was what he's
It's
had like
what,
4 games
three
back from
games?
injury.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like take a chill pill, people. But you know who I'm predicting to go yard?
Who?
I mean, a couple people, but like one is an easy pick, Aaron Judge,
Okay.
which is just a given. Two, give me a Ryan Lamar shot.
All right. All right. First at bat as a Yankee. I would take it.
It tends to happen. It tends to usually happen. The guys have adrenaline coming up from AAA. Bang,
Mm-hmm.
they just go yard off rip. Um,
Okay. I
but
take it.
listen, shout out to Alex with the $2 dono. Appreciate you, my man. Judge 3 bombs today.
Wow. I'd take it.
Bro, if Judge hits 3 bombs today, I will
Water.
come on live for the post game and I will dump a bottle of water on my head
You
because
heard
it's
it
not
here,
happening.
folks.
It's not. I mean, I'd be so happy to do it, but I doubt it. As far as my other home runs, I also think Gary's gonna go yard. Those are my
Wow.
3 guys.
3 guys. All right. Cool.
I
like
think
it.
we're gonna see another slugfest today for the Yankees.
I hope
Because we
so.
saw it yesterday, they completely dominated the Orioles, and I
Yep.
think
As
today
they
that
should.
we're kind of gonna. I think they're gonna do the same thing. I don't know. Maybe it's
It's
just
the way
being
it
too
should be.
optimistic.
No.
But as far as Jordan Montgomery's line goes for today, my prediction for him is gonna be. I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna say 7 innings, longest start of the season for him. I
Love it.
think we're gonna see 1 earned run, and we're gonna see 10 Ks.
Love it. Wow, that's pretty solid. That's right around where I was expecting.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
But
not a real strikeout guy. So
the 1 earned run for me is
Mhm.
gonna be a Cedric Mullins solo shot.
That sounds about right.
No, like literally, like bro, Cedric Mullins is that guy who was not good a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
bang, all of a sudden he's like Babe Ruth now, especially against the
Mhm.
Yankees. I feel like we just can't get him out.
Oh
Same
yeah.
thing with what's his face, DJ Stewart. He doesn't
Mhm.
hit any other team, but when he faces the Yankees, he's a dog. But Davok Shaw says, "Here it is, Monty. 7 1/3, 8 Ks, 1 walk, 1 run. I'd take that any day of
Absolutely.
the week. If Monty could
Mhm.
pitch into the 8th inning, I'll be actually shocked,
That would
but
be
I'll
awesome.
take it.
Mhm.
But final score prediction, I guess I have the Yankees winning today. I don't know if they score as many runs they did yesterday, but I think they score 6. They won 6-1 this afternoon.
Okay, I think we're going 9-2. Big
See, I
day.
was gonna go 9-1, but I
Big
was like,
day.
I don't know if they're gonna score more than they did last
Big
night.
day.
But
No, they're heating up. We're going big today.
I like the way you think, Brian. I like the way you
Yeah.
think.
Got to be
But
optimistic.
chat, that is gonna wrap things up for today's pregame. I hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by on this Sunday afternoon / morning, whatever you want to call it. We will be live directly after the game for the post game. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. Like I always say, we're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season. So stay tuned for that. I will see you guys after the game. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace. Let's go Yankees. Bye.